Hi, my name is Cam Smith with U Sports Production, coming from Hastings Community Little League in Vancouver, BC. Thank you for tuning in. We're at the Minor League Provincial Little League Championships at Hastings Park, and this is going to be a good one, folks. This is your final. This is Coquitlam Little League up against Little Mountain, and it's going to be a great game. Coquitlam, the number 3 seed, coming into this. We're playing solid near the end, which is great to see, and that's how you win championships. And Little Mountain, they've just had a great tournament, undefeated, solid all throughout the lineup. So it's going to be a big task here for Coquitlam, but it's anyone's game in the finals. On the mound for Little Mountain is going to be Keon. He is a solid pitcher, and he's got a great fastball, good control of his pitches. And Coquitlam is going to counter with Jacob, the crafty lefty, and you got to love that. He's got a good control of his pitches as well. Nice curveball, and he brings a lot to this team, and all around he's a great player. So we got a good one, folks. This is Little Mountain against Coquitlam in the Minor Little League Provincial Championships. Let's play ball. And leading off for Little Mountain is Tatsuki. He's having himself a really good tournament, and Jacob with the pitch, and Tatsuki, he's going to drive this ball the opposite way, just over the second baseman's head, and he's in for a single, starting things off for Little Mountain. And next up to bat, that is Blake, and Blake is going to take this offering. And he's going to lay down the bunt, and that's a beautiful bunt. And Tatsuki with the wheels, looking to go to third. He's in a pickle, but he is going. Third baseman loses the handle, and then he is safe at third. And wow, in with a double now on an error. That's going to be Blake. And now next up to bat is Kean, runners in scoring position. And Kean's going to rip this ball deep. And what a catch right there. That is a great catch by Evan, and that'll hold the runners. That is an amazing catch. That's major league right there. And with one out, that's going to bring up Max to the plate. And Max, he takes the first pitch, and he's going to drive this deep to center field. And that is caught right there by Evan. But the runner's going to score, and Tatsuki in for the score. 1-0 Little Mountain early on. And next up to bat is Kai. There's 2 outs. Runner at second. And Kai with 1 ball, no strikes. And that is the delivery. And I'll tell you what, that's picked up nicely by Misael over to first. That will retire the side. But not before Little Mountain gets on the board early, 1-0. And leading things off at the bottom of the first, that's Isaac. And Keon with the delivery. And Isaac is going to take this ball the other way. But camping under it nicely is Liam. That's a great catch by this young man. And then next up to bat, that's going to be Braxton. And Braxton, he's got an 0-2 count. He'll drive this the opposite way. And that's driven through the infield. And that's going to go right to Jordan. Jordan fires over to first. And that is real. What a play by Jordan. That is a beauty right there. And then with 2 outs. And 0-1 count. Again with the delivery. Driven the other way. And that's for a nice single by Evan. Great job by Evan poking that ball, getting a good bat on it. And with a runner at first and 2 out. It's Robbie up to bat, and he is going to hit this ball. What a catch. Right to Charlie. That's a sure glove right there, and you got to love that. And that'll retire the side, and we head to the top of the second. And first up is going to be Charlie, and Jacob with the pitch, 2 strikes on him. That's a beauty. Catches the corner. That's for the first out of the inning. And then next up to bat for Little Mountain is going to be Drayson, and Jacob with the delivery on 2 strikes. And he blows one by him. And another great pitch by Jacob. And then Jordan at the plate, and he's going to take this 1-0 offering, and he's going to drive this ball in net. And that's a good piece of hitting there by Jordan. Got a good bat on the ball. And then next up to bat for Little Mountain is Alex, and he's 2-0, and he's going to rip this ball right over to Logan. Logan picks it up and fires over to first for the out. That's another good inning right there for Coquitlam. Still 1-0. Little Mountain headed to the bottom of the second. And in the bottom second, and Kean's going to walk Logan. And then coming up to bat next is Jacob, and Jacob with a 2-2 count on him. And Keon Keon rearing back, and Keon's going to fire a nice pitch. That's it for the strikeout. Nice pitch by Keon. And then next up the bat is going to be Ethan. And Ethan, 0-2 count on him. Oh, fires a fastball in the outside corner. That's a great pitch. Oh, and going to second. And they get the runner. Alex with a great throw to Charlie. That's retired aside. And we'll head to the top of the third. And Caden leading things off for Little Mountain. And Jacob with a great pitch on the 0-2 count for the strikeout. And then next up the bat is Hudson. And Hudson's going to take ball 4, going to take the walk to first base. That puts a runner at first. And then next up the bat is Liam. And Liam going to rip this ball right over to Missel. Missel goes over to second, trying to turn the double here. Oh, and Isaac with the throw, just got it timed. A great play right there. And Liam would move over to second on a pass ball. And then Tatsuki is up to bat, and Tatsuki on a 3-2 count. We're going to take this for ball 4. Now we got runners at first and second with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Blake. Oh, Blake, a beauty bunt. Little Mountain ball right there. That's a beauty. Loads up the bases. And then Keon, he steps the bat for Little Mountain. And we got the base of Jack, and we got 2 strikes. And there's Jacob with the delivery. Oh, and Keon gets a piece of this one. Logan, oh, just misses the handle on that. Run will score. Base is still loaded. And that'll bring up Maximilian, and there's the pitch. Oh, and that takes a crazy bounce off the catcher. 1 run will score. Oh, and that gets by, and the 2 runs is going to score. What a heads-up play right there. That's a beauty. I'll tell you what, 4-0 right now for Little Mountain. And that's going to bring up still Maximilian at the plate. He'll rip this ball and over the head. Second baseman, and coming in to score. And he will as Keon, and that's going to put another runner on the board. And Max in with a double. 5-0. Up next is Kai, 2-2 count on him. Jacob looking to get it out of this inning. Still 2 outs. Jacob with a nice pitch, curveball, and that's a beauty right there. That'll retire the side, but not before Little Mountain gets 5 runs on the board. Just opens this game right up. And that's a great job by this Little Mountain squad in this 3rd inning. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd. And that is going to be up to that is Mizell. He'll walk. And then up next is Ben. And Ben has 2 balls and 2 strikes on him. And he's going to hit a grounder. And he's going to hit this out to Maximilian. And, oh, he's going to throw over to second. Not in time. Runners at first and second. Bringing up Wyatt. 2 strikes on him. Oh, and Keon with a beautiful pitch for the first out of the inning. And still runners at first and second. Going to bring up Emerson. And the 0-2 count. Keon with the delivery. A beautiful pitch for the second strikeout of the inning. And Keon starting to find a groove here. And that's going to bring up Kai up to the plate. And Kai, he got an 1-2 count on him. And a low fastball. That's a beauty. That's for the strikeout. I'll retire the side. No runs for Coquitlam. Still 5-0 Little Mountain. And in the top of the 4th, Charlie's going to come up to the plate. And Jacob with a 1-1 count on him. And then Charlie, he's going to take this, and he's going to rip it. And Emerson is camping under it, and there's for the first out. He did a great catch there by Emerson. And then Drayson up to bat next. And Drayson, he's got a 0-1 count on him. And he'll take this pitch and drive it right down the line. And that's going to go through the infield. And Emerson picks it up and in for the long single. It's going to be Drayson. Up next is Jordan. 1-1 count. Jordan rips this ball, and that's going to go all the way out to Kai. Kai picks it up nicely, round his second, going to third. That is going to be Charlie. Oh, what a throw by Kai, and in. Oh, that's a beautiful throw for the out. You gotta love that. What a throw. And Alex at the plate, and runner at second, 2 outs. Oh, and he's going to chase a pitch there. Oh, by Jacob, and that'll retire the side. And he got out of this one. That's a great job by this Coquitlam squad. And we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. And up to bat first, that's going to be Isaac for Coquitlam. And Keon with a 1-2 count. Oh, and Isaac just drives this ball. But what a catch right there by Blake. Blake, what a shortstop, doing a great job. And then next up the bat is Braxton. 2 strikes on him. That's swinging a miss. That's a beauty right there by Sandu. And then next up the bat is Evan. And Evan's going to take a 1-0 count. He is going to drive this ball. And it just loses the handle on it right there a little bit. And Evan's in at first. That'll bring up Robbie. And Robbie with a 1-2 count on him. Robbie's going to take this pitch by Keon. Oh, that is a nasty pitch inside. That's a beauty right there. Retire with a side. And we head to the top of the 5th, and that's Caden. And we got a new pitcher, and that's Ben. And Ben in relief of Jacob. Ben with the pitch. Oh, and this is hit hard by Caden. And that is going to find its way into the infield. I'll tell you what, he is in with a long single. And that's a great way to start things off for Little Mountain. And Caden will take second on a pass ball. Now Hudson at the plate. And we're looking for Ben to make a nice pitch, and he does. Oh, but Hudson gets a good little piece of this one and going to first. Fired and getting the out, but going on to third. That's going to be a great job by Caden. And then there's going to be a walk there by Liam. And then next up to bat, that's going to be Tatsuki. And Tatsuki, like I said, having a good tournament. Tatsuki will drive this ball right up the middle. That's going to score another run. Oh, and might have a runner here. Oh, that's an alert play when he gets back. Runners at second and third. And that'll bring up Blake with runners in scoring position. Blake lays down a beautiful bunt. And he's going to be, he's out at first. But a run will score. Now we got a runner at third, 7-0 now. Little Mountain, little collision there, but everyone's okay. And they're going to give an intentional walk here to Keon. And that's going to bring up Max, and Max at the plate. And with the delivery, and Max is going to drive this ball. And with a big throw over to first. Oh, this has to score another run. And taking off to second, that's going to be Max. And we got runners at second and third, 8-0 now, Little Mountain. And Kai next up to bat for Little Mountain. And 2 on, 2 out, runners in scoring position, and Ben with the delivery. And Kai is going to rip this ball right over to Braxton. Braxton picks it up nicely over to Jacob at first. And that'll retire the side. Not before 3 more on the board, 8-0, heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. And leading things off is going to be Logan, and Logan is going to walk, and that is going to bring up Ethan to the plate, and Ethan with an 0-2 count. Oh, and that is a big swing and a miss for the first out of the inning. And then next up to bat, that's going to be Jacob. And Jacob looking to get things going here. He's going to drive this ball hard. That's hit out to Liam, and Liam with a great catch on the play. And Logan still at first. And Coquitlam desperately needing to hit Marcel at the plate. And he is going to rip this ball, but right there is Liam to retire the side. And Little Mountain heading to the top of the 6th, 8-0 commanding lead. And Charlie leading off with a walk. And that's with a runner first, Drayson up to bat. And Drayson's going to rip a liner right down third, or ground ball right to third. And that is Robbie throwing, and runner out at second, just about the double play. And runner still at first, but Jordan steps up to the plate. And Jordan, he can drive this ball. Oh, he lines right out to Marcel, holding the runner at first base. What a play there by Marcel. And then next up to bat, that's going to be Alex. And Alex looking to keep things going here. And Alex is going to drive this ball down the line. And that is going to be for a long single, putting runners at first and third. And with 2 outs in the inning, and that's then there's a pass ball. And runner's going to go over to second. So we got second and third now. And with 2 outs. And the pitch, that's Caden. Caden's going to drive this ball. That's it. Hit the second. Throw over to first. Oh, and it just loses the handle on it. That's going to score 2 runs on the play. And over to second is going to be Caden. Let's make it 10-0. Up bat is Hudson. And Hudson at the plate. That's a nice pitch here by Ben, and then look out, that's going over to second, right to Braxton, and Braxton over to first. That'll retire the side. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 10-0, Little Mountain. And Sandu still on the mound for a Little Mountain with Ben at the plate. Ben is going to take a hack at this one. Oh, first baseman And then Wyatt would walk, and that'll be it for Sandu. What an outing by Sandu. 6 1/3 innings. That's a fantastic one. And coming in the pitch is Maximilian, and he's going to walk the first batter he faces, and that's going to put runners at first and second. And then both runners are going to advance on a pass ball. That's put runners at second and third. And Emerson with a 3-1 count. Emerson, it's going to hit this ball. That's going to go right over to Max. Max over to first for the out. Runners will hold. And with 2 outs, that is Kai at bat. And 2 ducks on the pond for Kai. 1-2 count. And with the provincial championship on the line, Max throws a heater, and that's for the strikeout. And that's your champions for 2025. And the minors for the provincial. That is this Little Mountain squad. Wow, what a tournament they had. Undefeated. You got to love that. Great hitting, great defense, and fantastic pitching. You can't say enough about this Little Mountain squad. And, came out to play this tournament. They played so hard. This Coquitlam squad. Timely hitting and great all-around play. Good group and well coached, both these teams. And by your provincial champion, that is going to be Little Mountain, just doing a fantastic job. And I don't think it's anybody's surprise, but everybody's in it. But Little Mountain was definitely the #1 seed, and they finished off. That's their second championship in a row, and you got to love that. We caught up with a couple of players that played key roles in this game for their thoughts of the game.
It was pretty good. I felt good, and I could pitch strikes. I was hitting the ball pretty well.
You got good defense around you, and that's very important. Tell me about your team and the defense that it presents to you.
Our defense has really improved. I remember at the start of the year, it was really hard for us to field the ground ball, and now we're making diving plays in the outfield and stuff.
Awesome. You, sir, nothing like leading off. Leading off, it starts everything. Tell me about that. You're getting on base. I think you had 2 hits, 3 runs scored. Tell me about that.
I was sort of nervous at the start, but I kind of got my chance to come back, and I eventually ended up at the
Yeah, you carried on really well. Tell me about it. You guys are the provincial championships. You yourself, tell me about that feeling right now. You got all your teammates behind you. How's that feel?
I feel great, and especially being surrounded by really good friends of mine. And it's just a great experience.
That's awesome. And you, sir, how do you feel?
We're always helping each other, picking each other up, and I think that's great.
You got to tip your cats to Hastings Community Little League. They did such a great job with this tournament. It was well run, and everybody had a good time, and the kids had a lot of smiles on their faces. But in the end, the 2025 provincial champions from minors, that is going to be Little Mountain back to back. You got to love it. They played well, and they deserved every bit of it. Let's get out in the community. Let's support events like this. Very important. My name is Cam Smith with Youth Sports Production. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on the field.